And yeah, so one of my friends, and even other friends, she said her her grandfather, her grandpa was Japanese. That's what she said, but she has a blue eyes and naturally blonde hair. Obviously, looks like a Caucasian. Yeah, but there are, I mean, from her talk in the college, I mean, we can obviously notice. She's talking a real, and yeah, of course, we have so many people, mixed blood. So even they have Asian blood, but uh, but looks like 100% Caucasian and have blue eyes. Well, it was my first time. It was my first time to see, to to meet friends like that. So yeah, she's wonderful. She is wonderful too. I loved her. Yeah, I think she's forever wonderful, and I'm forever wonderful, and I'm so glad she shared her story too, and she like opens up and talked about it. But I told her, yeah, well, I'm part of American anyway. I, but thanks for sharing your story. Yeah, that kind of. But I told her, yeah, maybe she misunderstood. Maybe was I attacking, like saying, oh, but my last name maybe seemed like. Hold on. Right, I have to click this. Yeah, my last name maybe seemed like a different race. Um, maybe she thought I was being attacked by her words, but no, I was not being attacked. I was just doing the conversation. Yeah, she's an amazing person. One of the incredible people I met in the college, and those NCAA teams practice also give me life too. Not just studying in a college all the time, but also doing the physical activities. I can talk about it, even a little by little, forever. About that too. Even some of my friends in the JPR when I was there, they know it too. Of course, I was gonna share. Of course, I shared some of the story too. Some of my close friends in JPR. Of course, some of them have to do their work and chores, so we can't hang out. So we can't hang out all the time. Um, and I went to a new place too. So it made me more easier to access and to communicate with people through phone or even on the internet here too. So that's great. Yeah, but some of the JP friends in there are also forever good friends too. I like them forever too. Anyways, even we can't hang out all the time. Who can hang out all the time like we used to do, right? It is pretty normal. Right, somebody commented about it. I mean, somebody also suggested in some of our community, and even some of my neighborhood community too. So I had to talk about that subject too. Yeah. All right, and I came up some of the subject again, some of the segment again. But now I think I forgot what I was gonna talk about some of the other stories. Other story. This is really a random, a spontaneous chat time. This is really so. Is it? Yeah. Thanks for the comments. Yeah, we are trying to. Yeah, that's right. We are trying to come up some of the subject and quickly challenge. We're gonna share some of the stories. What story can we share? Because I can't come up with a story really quick. I mean, sometimes it's hard, right? Yeah, thanks for the comments. Yeah. How about you? Oh, book part, and oh yeah, some of the like health talk or medical talks, health tips. Yeah, doing the physical exercise, right? Yeah, I think so. The comments. Do you do the physical exercise? Do you do? Oh yeah, how about you? Do you? Oh yeah, I do. At least once a day. I try to exercise every day. It's working pretty good because if I don't do exercise, it's cause you depression. Seems like, well, it is true. It is the truth. So you should exercise every day and see the nature every single day. That makes you happier. Because when I was around 19 years old, oh yeah, you can share your story next time. And for the DM, in the DM or like leaving the voice message from other place or Skype or Snapchat, yeah, we talk like that too. And from other way too. In the reality, on face to face, we talk too. Yeah, if you can drop by, yeah, you can drop by too. That's also easier. We can have a little chat time outside of the neighborhood area. My neighbors there all the time. To be honest, it's a little bit annoying when some of them are so older than me. To me, it's a little bit annoying. But yeah, and some people around my age also can come by. It's also fun and easy. And that time when we hung out, yeah, definitely, I'm gonna take more shower. Yeah, but sometimes we're gonna become like a hippie a little bit, like a freestyle, because I like freestyle too. But yeah, definitely, the cleanness is important. Sometimes when I don't get a partner for our own activities or do it yourself, all those like some of the process. The process itself is fun too, but doing the process, I get so busy, so I can't. It's like, oh, I don't have time to take a shower. But yeah, maybe when some of us get partner up, we get more time. So yeah, definitely like even more 2 or 3 times whenever we get sweaty. Whenever I get sweaty, I can take shower really quick. So that's even more, yeah, more normal. But this area is kind of a busy place, so definitely getting some of the people partnering up is my hope too. Is easier that way. Alright, and so around I was around the 7th grade. When I was around the 7th grade, alright, this is like 21 minutes. Finally, some of the story share starting here. Like a magic. Well, this is not a magic. It's just a story time. But yeah, it is like a magic in some way. But yeah, so I think that was around my 7th grade. I was, since I was a child, I was really good at art. And I loved art. But when I was a child, I draw a lot too. And my mother let me draw. My parents have a lot of things to talk about. I mean, I have a lot of things to talk about my parents, but we have lots of good stories too. So we have understanding in that point. But here, we're gonna share some of the fun stories. So anyways, my mom let me draw a lot, and my first grade teacher, she loved my art. So she let everybody to show my art. Whenever I created something, we are all around 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old at that time. And me and my kindergarten teacher and my first grade teacher, we exchanged our letter until I was nearly 30, nearly 24 years old, 25 years old. We exchanged our letter at least every year, like a Christmas card. And nowadays I changed to the email. So yeah, that's the way it is, and for the security too. But they are and were and are such a wonderful teacher I met. I was so blessed. I was so lucky. I was so lucky that I could meet such a wonderful kindergarten teacher and a first grade teacher that we exchanged our letter at least once a year as a greetings for nearly 20 years. Because they are all great. Yeah, because they are all wonderful. I know they know, and I know them too. I know they they know me as a funny little child. And as a 6 years old, I spoke 2 different languages at that time. I forgot eventually. It was not English at all. Yeah. So on that point, I was a different child, because I was only one child who could speak 2 different languages at that time. No, it was not English. But yeah, it was really rare in the 90s. And the other. So in my seventh grade, I made art when I went to the New Year's, a little art session. It was a free session in some of the grade school. So me and my siblings, we went there, and I made a really good art. So everybody was surprised, and many of the other little child came to see my art. That was like wood art, and we draw. And I could do exactly same as the other magazine. I can just imitate really exactly the same. So talking about art, I'm pretty good at it. I am really proud. Well, but after that, especially in college, I got to know this is like really a quick time, a quickly time chat. So yeah, so this radio or podcast and our community here is gonna be like that. But yeah, hold on a second. So, but when I was in college, I got to know. Maybe I should drink some water. Because it's kind of cold here. So, alright, by the way, some of the wild parts are really wild. Anyways, so in a college time, I got to know there are so even better artists I met during my college time, my freshman year. So that was a surprise. I knew I was not only one person who were the great artist, because I met in a real life too. Such a wonderful artist I met in my college. It was such a surprise, a good surprise. Alright, some of the people, they were talking about narcissistic things in some of the meetings. a little bit. It's a surprise.